Hi friends, Shani here today. Thank you for joining me. I have been wanting to do this video since August of last year. So 9 months I have been wanting to do this video, and my mom always said God's timing is perfect. So here it is. This is my testimony from the New Age to Jesus, to Christianity, to the truth. I was in the New Age. I got involved in about 2006, 2007 from an ex-boyfriend. And so I was involved in the New Age movement for about 11 years. I'm not going to really talk a lot about my time in there. I was in Wicca, and I was the caretaker of a 15-pound crystal skull. And I did camping and fire dancing and spell casting and the circle, and I was involved in that. And I even worked in a metaphysical shop, which is actually, believe it or not, a really wonderful time in my life. The people were really wonderful that I worked for, and they have been with me through, finding Jesus, coming to Jesus, and Christianity too. They know my testimony, and they've been really supportive of me. So in August of 2017, I had YouTube on, and I had it on autoplay, and I was cleaning the house. I was living with my boyfriend at the time, not the man who got me involved in the New Age, but my ex now, and we will get to that soon. So I was living with him, and I was doing some housework and just doing laundry and cleaning the house, so I was back and forth in and around the house because I was cleaning. And I had YouTube on autoplay, and the video that had come up after whatever I was watching before was a woman talking about how Doreen Virtue had renounced the New Age and turned to Christianity. And I was like, what? So I kind of stopped and was looking at the video, watching the video, and I was like, oh my gosh. So what she had said was that Doreen had said to throw away the Ascended Master cards and the book, which I did have at the time. I can't remember what the book was called now, but it went with the Ascended Master cards. So she said that Doreen had said to throw the book, specifically that book and the deck, away because the Ascended Master Jesus was the fake Jesus. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. In the New Age, they teach that Jesus is an ascended master, along with Buddha and Saint Germain, that you can pray to them and they're on the same cosmic level hierarchy. Like Jesus was the same with Buddha on the level. I know, yeah. So I watched that video, I was like, man, that's crazy. And then autoplay, and it was another video, the same thing. A lady talking about, it was almost like a video response to Doreen's video. And she had said the same thing. Doreen said to throw out the book and that deck because the Ascended Master Jesus was the fake Jesus. This was going through my head for, I don't know, a couple hours. And I thought, man, I really want to watch Doreen's video. So I looked for it, and I couldn't find it. It wasn't on her channel. She had taken the video down. So I found another video, a video response to Doreen, her renunciation of the New Age, turning to Christianity. And that lady said the same thing too. The Ascended Master Jesus is the fake Jesus. And this had gone through my head over and over for probably now a good couple hours, until I said it out loud. And I remember standing in front of the TV, and I said, the Ascended Master Jesus is the fake Jesus. And then all of a sudden, like lightning struck me, and I went, oh my God, the Ascended Master Jesus is the fake Jesus. Oh God, what have I done? And in that moment, I was in a whirlwind, this darkness in this whirlwind, and something came up from behind me and I said, Jesus came down. Jesus came down, and I felt this happen. And after that, it was like something came up, he came down and saved me from something, a demonic attack, something coming to take me out. And I saw that. I saw it happen. And then when and I opened my eyes, and I was just standing there, and I was looking around, and it was just me and the dog in the house, and I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Like a veil had been taken off, and I understood everything. Ephesians 6:12. That is my battle cry. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I am a witness to spiritual warfare. It is real. It is not a joke. Jesus isn't a myth. The devil, Satan, is not a myth. It is really, honestly happening right now. The New Age, the one world religion. That's what everybody's trying to get our world. The people, the rulers in high places are trying to get the world to turn to, this one world religion where everybody's love, spirituality, let everybody do what they want to do. If this person wants to be a cat, that's cool. That's the world that we live in now. And I say too that it's my burden, but not in a sense of a burden, but I carry that. Having been part of the New Age and knowing the truth now, I carry that with me. Like when I see other people, posting on Facebook, for instance, about, here's some smudge for your Facebook to clean out the, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people have no idea what they're doing. These people have no clue. I have a lot of people on Facebook. I was a musician for a long time, so I have probably, I'm going to say 90% of the people on my Facebook I don't even know. So it's legit. I'm a witness to spiritual warfare. There is a battle for our souls going on, and you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. So I'm grateful that Jesus saved me that day on August 7th of 2017. So after that had happened, I was standing there looking around the house going, oh my gosh, what just happened? I see everything now. I understand. I got down on my hands and knees, and I begged the Lord Jesus Christ to forgive me. Please forgive me for what I have done and what I had been doing and worshiping other gods and doing things that I understood in a split second was basically Satan worship. Buddhism, Hinduism, it's all Satan worship. It's not spirituality. It's not the New Age. It is Satan worship. And the first thing I did after I got up off the floor from my hands and knees, I threw all my tarot decks away. I threw all my books away. And that instant, and that day that this happened, I threw everything away. Jewelry that had, the Wicca sign, and I threw it all in the trash, and it felt so good. And when recycling day came, I couldn't take that barrel out quick enough. I could not wheel the recycle bin to the curbside fast enough. And it was full, and it was heavy because I love books. And I threw them all away. And it was amazing. I can't even tell you how many different books that I had. And I still have up on my Instagram because, again, this is my testimony. It's where I came from. So, and then my boyfriend came home, and I didn't even know how to tell him. For 2 days, I was just, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I say to him? So it was a couple days later that I told him, hey, I need to talk to you because something major has happened in my life. And, I need to share it with you because you're a part of my life and, we share a house together. And so this is what happened. And it was a little strange to me how he acted about it. And so I was like, okay. He was like, are you going to go to church? Are you going to blah, blah, blah? And I was like, I have no idea. I really have. I have no idea. This literally just happened to me a couple days ago and I didn't know how to tell you. So that was in August. So let me fast forward a few months here. I sold my house. I moved in with him in April of 2017. And I sold my house in November of 2017. And the end of January, okay, I'm going to tell you a story. So the end of January, the drummer in the band that I had played with, I met my ex in the band. I'd known him for 8-9 years before we got together. So my drummer's wife in the end of January was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And I thought, oh, Lord, please just give me a chance to witness to her, to give her the gospel. And he did give me that opportunity. And my drummer had sent me, because he knew I was into Christianity now, and the music that I played in the band we played, it was reggae. And I had told him a month or so prior that I wasn't going to sing that Haile Selassie is God, because in reggae they worship Haile Selassie, Emperor of Ethiopia, as God. It's what they do, and they sing Haile Selassie is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So I told him that under no circumstance was I ever going to sing that Selassie was God again. And he couldn't get over that. He couldn't let that go. So he kept pushing me over and over by sending me things on Facebook Messenger that, why can't we all get along, in the world, and straight out of the New Age Handbook. And so I unfollowed him on Facebook. We were still friends, but I had unfollowed him. And I stopped replying to his messages because I didn't want to get involved, because my boyfriend at the time was the bass player in the band. And him and the drummer had been friends for about 10 years longer than we had. So they had been friends for about 20 years, and I had known them now for about 10 years. And I just had a feeling that there was going to be conflict. And I didn't want that for me, or for my ex, or for my drummer. So I had prayed that God just give me one more chance to just give him the gospel, give Kelly the gospel. Now, I'm sorry, I don't know if I was supposed to mention her name. Because she had just been diagnosed again with stage 4 lung cancer that had metastasized. So he had sent me something from a reggae artist straight out of the New Age Handbook. So I gave him the gospel, and I said, Bob, I care about you. I did it again. And I care about your wife, and where you go when you die, all you have to do is have Jesus in your heart. But faith and grace. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You just have to, accept that Jesus came to earth, died for your sins, was crucified, buried, rose from the dead. Have that in your heart, and you are good. You are good. You're going to go be with Jesus in heaven. And the message that he sent me back, I have never in my life received a message like this before. It was horrifying to me what he said. And when I read it, it instantly made me sick to my stomach, because it was so horrifying and shocking to me I'm looking because my phone's right there, and that message is in my phone. And so I got up off the couch and I went in the bedroom and I called a friend of mine, and I told her what had happened, and I read her what I wrote, and I read her what Bob wrote. And I was shaking for hours. My ex was asleep on the couch too when this had happened. So she had asked me, I'm like, I really think I need to go wake Adrian, but my ex up and tell him what happened, read him what I wrote. And what Bob wrote me back. So she said, well, what do you think he's going to do? And I said, I don't know, but I hope he doesn't kick me out. I hope he doesn't kick me out. So I went and I woke him up and I read him what I wrote, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. And I heard his phone go beep, beep, and I said, oh, that's Bob. That's the drummer texting him. And then so I ended up going to bed. My nerves were so bad. And the next day when my ex came home from work, he said that if you continue down this path, I don't see us having a future together. And I was like, what? You're breaking up with me because I came to Jesus? Like, really, this is what it came down to. And he did. He kicked me out. He kicked me out. It was shocking to me. And I think I'm still in shock. So I ended up leaving the very end of February. I moved out. And I prayed about it and like, Lord, I trust in you, what you want me to do, where you want me to go. I'm so confused and I'm in shock, literally like shock. I couldn't even function when he was home. Like, I would be sitting on the couch and I would have to pee so bad, and I couldn't even physically get up to go to the bathroom. Like, it was such a stressful, rough time for me. It aged me. But that's okay. So, and Lord, I trust in you. Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? I don't understand what's going on, but I trust you that this is what you want, that this is your will, that you don't want me here. And I kept praying too, like, Lord, just please soften his heart. Please soften his heart. And, well, so I moved out at the end of February. I mean, within a couple weeks I had everything packed and left. And when I sold my house and moved in with my ex too, he had a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, so I didn't take any furniture. So when I moved out, I didn't have a bed, I didn't have a nightstand, I didn't have any furniture, I had nothing. I had one fork from when I was going back and forth from work that I'd left at his house. So I took my one fork, and I had a knife that my mother had given me for Christmas, a knife, cutting knife, because I love to cook too. And I had that, and I have a mineral collection. I love rocks, and I had that in old family photos. And it was my life, and I left, and I'm good. I gotta take it one day at a time. And I got a job, and I'm still in shock. Kind of, I think when I go to work, sometimes it makes me cry because I'm really like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here, and I think too because it happened so fast that's why there is still a little bit of shock. But it's okay, and I have all the faith and trust in the Lord that this is what he wanted for me, and this is why I'm here. So I think that's it. I know like there's a lot of details I'm leaving out, and I'm sure as soon as I press stop I'm going to remember. So if I do, I'm sure I forgot things. Like, Lord, please, let this video, let me give a good testimony and share with people to my story. And during that time too is when I came to the King James Bible. I had been reading the New Living Translation and the English Standard Version because of Doreen Virtue. After watching more of her videos, and this was the Bible, the NLT that she was using. So I had got that one, and in my last video I had talked that I was on the treadmill, I was working out, and autoplay on YouTube again. And I was watching a video, and they had mentioned scriptures that were left out of these new videos, like Acts 8:37 and 1 John 5:7, and many, many more. And even look at Genesis 1:1. Read Genesis 1:1 and compare. And so I came to the King James Version when I was with him, and boy, I was on fire. I was on fire for the King James Bible. and I found a King James church, and it was really small, and it's really hard to find a King James church these days. So I had to do a lot of Googling and a lot of Facebook looking for that, for sure, but well worth it. Where I was and where I am now, I also have a King James church. And gosh, I think that's it. But so for those of you out there who have, are going through something like this, where you came to Christ and your significant other is not having it, I would like to tell you that, it'll get better. Maybe pray, just that's all you can do is just pray. And maybe God will soften their heart and they will come to Jesus too. And then you can, live together with Jesus in both your hearts. But if not, it's not easy. It has not been easy. The only way I've made it, the only way that I've been able to get up in the morning and to do this and to continue on is because Jesus is my strength. I can't do anything on my own at all. Nothing. It is because of him, for the glory, that I can still get up and put my makeup on and go to work and clean the house and do things that need to be done, because Jesus saved me and he brought me through this, and he is totally, absolutely carrying me. There's no doubt. He may have been, there may be some drag marks where he drug me a few times too. I'm not gonna fib about that. But absolutely. So anybody going through, what I have gone through, or coming from the new age, just pray every day on your hands and knees. Pray, and Jesus will help you through it. Have faith and have trust, and you'll see. I promise you that it will be okay. You will be okay. Right? Okay. Give all for the glory of God. All of this happened from my ex, King James Bible, me sitting here right now doing this, a video that I have been wanting to make since August 2017. It's been 9 months, and I'm doing it, and it is all for his glory. So thank you, Lord. Every day I thank you, Lord, for your grace. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for having mercy on me, because I'm totally undeserving of any grace and any love and any mercy. But we live in a really wonderful time. Just have Jesus in your heart, and yeah, you'll be okay. Trust and have faith. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions or any comments, put them in the video below, and I will totally answer them and get back to you. And hang in there and stay strong. And whatever you're going through it for the glory of God. Absolutely. I absolutely, totally, undoubtedly believe that. And read your King James Bible. Right? King James only. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for listening. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Much love. God bless. And read your King James Bible.